If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more Modesto. Hit your thought, I'ma catch those. Mexican, I make pesos. Hit your sauce, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep a score. Ay, 16 cars in my front yard. Ay, 30 on my wrist, bullet points of God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. Cook with a first down and much more. And finally brought down at the 43. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's two ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved.
Touchdown, Vikings! Stephon Diggs, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, they got the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Shotgun now for Carr. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Hey, box truck, box truck. That's big shot. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
Yo, Chief.
Let's go.
Listen up.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. Here's Johnny Townsend to punt it away. And taken right on the 30. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And the connection made to Terrell Pryor. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist bump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
I'm coming.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So out come the Raiders. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, Carr, and that's complete to Luke Wilson. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
Mike. 180. 59.
This is Jalen Richard, the 4th-year man from Southern Miss. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Let's get it.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. But likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams, an 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California.
And there's the first tackle of the game for Carl Joseph. He's one of those safeties that you can utilize in any way you want. But I will have to say, I think the number one thing he does best is tackle.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Now Cousins. And the Raiders have got him. Maurice Hurst coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. Five.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Taking it about the 36. 12 yards on the return that time. And that will come the offense as they take over. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I know at retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr will find his tight end. That's Waller. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On 1st down, it's Coleman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Check, 59. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Mike, check.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Carr. And this is caught at the 8. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Jalen Richard, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Raiders are back within a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Then you've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
That good for 19 and a 1st down. A nice toss play there to the left. More than enough room to move the chains.
And you know what I love about that play as a broadcaster? Seeing the big guys move. Seeing them get upfield and take out defenders. You know what I hated as a defensive back? That exact same thing. Seeing those linemen coming downfield, getting ready to blot out the sun.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Check. You're mine. In your place.
From the 22, Carr under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Now Carr. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Daniel Carlson on for the field goal. Remember, he was drafted and released by the Vikings. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. The kick by Carlson is good. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away.
We play to win. Let's go.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Final 12 seconds of the half now as they've got it 1st and 10.
Good route here.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Going deep for Diggs. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Clemson, Trayvon Mullen.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
And that QB's trash. Let's go. Check the dude. Right there. 54 Mike. I got it.
The final shot here before half for Carr. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 21. Carr on the screen. This is Coleman. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down.
Hey, Delta. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. I'm here all day.
Carr going to throw. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Anthony Barr able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long.
Mike, hey, dude. Get him. Mike, check.
From the gun, it's Carr. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10. Cousins on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. That's Cook. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. First down, here's the run with Cook. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back 1st downs.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
From the 24, Cousins, and complete right side to Cook. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
A 2-yard pickup. brings us 3rd and 6.
Check. Watch 54. Hey, here we go. Yo. Mike's 54. No. Kill. What's that?
On 3rd down, Cousins going for it all. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the young buck, the rookie, just racked up his first career interception.
And how about the scouting department? They've got to be very happy right now because in NFL parlance, he's a 3rd-day selection. Anyone after the 4th round, that's big-time scouting right there. And what a great play he just made.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
59. Hey, Echo. Check 59. You ain't doing nothing today. You're mine. Check your hot read.
Operating from the gun. Carr, and finding the tight end Wilson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Danielle Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. To throw his Carr. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
93. Hey, Charlie. Pick me up.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Carr lets it go for Nelson. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down.
We're into the 2nd half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Cousins. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They'll run on 1st down. Coleman. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
On 2nd and 12, Carr. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Every guy that plays this game has plenty of people around him that are concerned for his health and well-being. He had no regard for his body on that catch at all, did he?
Middle of the field, diving to grab it? No, he didn't. Richard. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Derek Carr, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks for the Raiders last year, and they only won 4 games total, so they've got some experience dealing with tight ones. This is Coleman. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Tevin Coleman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders have taken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Check 15. Listen to me.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Cousins. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Cleveland Farrell in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. Here's Matt Wild now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And it's fielded at the 34. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt.
At their own 43-yard line.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They begin the drive with Coleman. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or 2 if you have to. Just go down, inbounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game, and that has to drive a coach crazy.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
1st down, Raiders.
Down. 180. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Lost the pass. Lost the pass.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle. The objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
180. 180, we're good. 180.
On second down, it's Coleman, and very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Silver. Mike, check, 59. Raider 1. You can't block me.
Throwing his car on third down. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14.
637. Hey, Haywood. 59. What we got?
Carr to throw for it on 4th down. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Danielle Hunter. And that will force a turnover on downs. Now Cousins. And this is Cook with the ground. 6 yards on the pickup. And that'll bring up second down. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
They'll run for it with Cook. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. It's Cousins on the sneak. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
An 18-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at the 20.
Mike 5-9, Mike 5-9. White Monday down. Watch his slam. Watch his slam. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Maximum effort, partner. Minimal gain.
Yeah, minimal gain. Looked good, though.
Give me that. Hey, 734. Express. Check. Hey, wahoo. It's 59. Mike is 59. You can't block me.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Carr. That is incomplete. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space. And that'll make it 3rd down. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Daniil Hunter make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Here now, Johnny Townsend on for a very important punt here in overtime. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's taken to the 26. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because...
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. There he goes left side. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Still catching our breaths from that electric finish. You get into overtime, that's one thing. It was a great 4 quarters. But then in OT, not only to win it, but to win it on a defensive score. Wow.
Oh, definitely. And I think from now on, we're going to definitely travel someone who can help us because I thought I was going to pass out at the end. Not just getting to the overtime, but the plays in overtime that led to this one, and to finish it on a defensive touchdown, a takeaway that gets into the end zone. I'm not rooting for anyone, but boy, I love to see games finish that way.
So for Oakland, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This open rainy, be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible,